Hello everyone. Today we're looking at one of these. This is a Motorola D700. Make it up what you will. This is probably unfamiliar territory for most of y'all because this is a Tetra handset. Tetra is an old school system they had in the UK and numerous other countries as well, which was proprietary in many different ways. It didn't use SIM cards. It was still quite secure, but it just failed to death. The technology just didn't take off with the public. So in the UK they had a Tetra network called Dolphin, and this is one of their phones that they had on offer back in the day. I think the business eventually went bankrupt, the Tetra network in the UK, and I think the police bought it. Changed it around a little bit with security, and then the police started using Tetra handsets because back in the day the police in the UK obviously used analog, and with the day and age of scanners, everybody was listening to everybody else, and everybody was listening to the police with scanners. So the police got wise and they started messing around with their radio signals, and some of the police forces started using Tetra. Not this very particular model, they had their own ones. But I'm not sure if they still use that or not. To be fair, the days of me listening to cops playing twos and blues, or blues and twos, or whatever you want to call it, is long gone. I got better things to do with my time. But this phone stems from an era when they started getting clever with their radio transmissions and started using Tetra anyway. Unfortunately, the box is quite badly. It looks like it went for a swim one day or another with this big thing, but otherwise it's in not too great a shape. So let's take a look inside. I think this phone, I'm not sure the date, so don't quote me on this, but I think this is late 98, 99 possibly, when these came out. Certainly it's got a sticker in there saying before 6th of April, so I think this is mid to late 90s. So let's take a look inside. You got a little booklet, which isn't actually very thick at all, given the handset and what you need to do to program it. This I think was an optional extra. This was a little earpiece, and this is, I think, what the police did start using, because this was a walk and talk with the adapter to plug into the bottom of the cell phone. So but anyway, you got obviously the battery, which is this is a thin one. Now I did try charging these. I left these on charge for about a day and a half, and unfortunately they just won't power on. So this is going to be a real quick video because I can't even fire up the phone. This is the phone. Get that nicely close up. It's got a lot of similarities with some of the handsets of the Nextel system, which I believe nowadays is also defunct. Nextel in America operated a cellular system called iDen, which had the push-to-talk, which everybody seemed to use back in the day. Not so much nowadays, because obviously everybody gets unlimited minutes with their contracts on cell phones. So the push-to-talk was like a radio function. And I think the Tetra was very similar. They had this button here to push, and you basically pushed and you talked, like a radio type thing. But it had a phone, a normal phone, built in as well, obviously. And if you use Nextel back in the day, you'll recognize this phone looks very similar to some of the Nextel. I think there's a couple of something phones from Nextel that I mean, you put that aside. In fact, the batteries are the same as well. A lot of the range for Nextel, for Motorola's, i300, i400, whatever they are, i500, i355, or I don't know. They take the same accessories, the same battery and everything. But this is what the phone looks like at the back. Interesting to note, these are the plus and minus terminals, not this. It's quite rare that you see a battery with 4 terminals at the bottom, and then up at the top you see some other terminals. Real interesting design. Of course, that was to charge it, and I'll show you the charger real quick in a second. But yeah, it had quite a stiff little rubber antenna. I'm not sure what frequency these operated at. I will have to double check and do a bit of research. But when I did play with this phone, when I first bought this many years ago, I did play with it. The menu, I gotta say, I remember it not being too intuitive. There was a whole bunch of stuff you needed to program to get Tetra to work. And I actually bought this to try and use it as a radio. I mean, I bought a whole bunch of Nextel phones as well to try and use the push-to-talk function. And of course, it didn't work unless you were outside the service area, with the exception of, I think, one phone. And that was, I think, the i355, I think it springs to mind. I think I got a few of them. And you can use them with push-to-talk without being anywhere near a service area. But certainly this, I remember buying, thinking, yeah, I'll use this as a radio, and it never worked, which was a shame, because these are built like bricks. They really are. But anyway, so you got a slim battery, and you got obviously the thick battery, and then you got the charger. This is what the charger looks like. Basically, you got the bottom bit which slots the phone in like so. And then you got a spare slot for the extra battery, obviously, which slots in like so. And when I did fire this up, there's two red LEDs there, and all they do is just flash. Left that for about a day and a half. Of course, you got a nice big chunky 3-pin adapter. So this is a UK phone. And that's pretty much everything you got in the box. There's nothing else in there. So a pretty chunky phone. Certainly, you drop this on your toe and you'll know about it, because it's not light at all. This is rock solid. This is definitely built to last. It's a shame, like I said, I can't power this up. If I do find the Nextel phones that I have, and I find a good working battery, I will try and do an update video about this phone, because certainly I want people to see the Dolphin phone powered up. It's certainly one that not many people probably have seen. Certainly not a lot of Europeans will have seen this kind of phone. So yeah, give it a thumbs up if you like the phone or the video. Check out some of the other videos I've got on here, and if you got any questions, drop me a comment. I'll try and help as best as I can. If you ain't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to like and share. Thanks for watching.